But what do you like about AEW and you don't, Jason?
I enjoy the AEW product far more often than not. The heel babyface thing, I do kind of roll my eyes at. Listening to Cody talk about that and making it seem passe at times, and he's kind of gone back and forth on it. I call me old school. I came up with heels and babyfaces, and yeah, I talked about Hogan and Warrior. You can do babyface versus babyface, but it should be special. I'm not big on I don't know what the they're doing on Raw with Randy Orton and The Fiend. Like, who's the heel? Who's the babyface? Are they both heels?
Jason, let me ask you a question. I'm sorry. Is it just me, or I seem to think, I feel, or maybe it is true, that The Fiend, even though I love his act and I like the fun house and I like when they turn on his music and all that, but his matches don't live up to the hype. You know what I'm saying?
No, they don't.
Remember that match he had with Randy Orton before that was terrible?
Oh, well, and nobody seems to come out of feuding with him better.
Yeah.
He's a horror movie villain. He knows, so they toned it down for a while, and now he's back. I guess it's been a while since we've seen him in the ring. But the last couple of times I remember seeing him in there, was like, oh no, this version of The Fiend is back where he's no-selling everything again. But with AEW, I like that they're not afraid to put out some younger, even old.
Okay, I'm going to ask you some names, and you tell me what you think of them. Okay, mm-hmm. Orange Cassidy.
Fine with it. I don't know what the reaction to him would be right now, if the fans would be turning on him. I don't. I'd love to see them tweak the character and take away the things that seem to annoy a lot of people about him. Yes, he did the light kicks and things like that on the indie scene. How about you just do away with it? Just make him kind of a regular wrestler, minus the things that hurt people so much.
Perfect example. The character is over, but unfortunately, like with those spots, it's like you have to compromise your character to work with him.
Yeah,
like you kind of got to look stupid to put his stuff over, and it's kind of like like that becomes like a repetitive over the period of time. It's like at some point you're looking like, wow, that guy looks pretty stupid at this point to let him do that to you. Like the kicks of the I was like, that's what I think is the problem is him.
Yeah, and let me tell you two things about Orange. The other day I was reading this thing about pro wrestling tees, and they had like the top T-shirts. His was like number one.
Wow.
Number two, I think it hurt him once Jericho beat him, because we were saying, well, where do you go from here? And really hasn't done since then. You know what I'm saying?
No.
He just hangs out with the best friends.